may contain details of graphic content. This channel is for mature audiences only. Some viewers might find this disturbing. Alianna DeFreeze was born on June 12, 2002 in Detroit, Michigan to parents Damon DeFreeze and Donisha Cooper. She was a 7th grader that attended E-Prep in Village Prep, Woodland Hills. She was 14 years old, was dealing with a developmental disability. She had been diagnosed with a mental health condition and needed daily medication. She enjoyed playing with baby dolls and loved children that were younger than her. Despite her parents separating when she was quite young, her parents maintained a co-parenting arrangement, with both actively participating in their daughter's life. In the early hours of January 26, 2017, 14-year-old Alianna DeFreeze anticipated a routine day, attending school and returning home to her family. Tragically, that scenario would never happen. On that Thursday at 4 p.m., Alianna failed to return home from school. Her mother, Donisha, contacted Alianna's school to see if she possibly stayed behind for some unusual reason. To her surprise, the school informed Donisha that Alianna never even showed up to school. Alianna was immediately reported missing, which prompted a citywide search 10 hours after she went missing. Law enforcement obtained surveillance footage from various businesses in an effort to trace Alianna's whereabouts. The footage revealed that she boarded the Regional Transit Authority bus around 6:45 a.m. on East 149th Street, north of Kingsman Avenue. She got off the bus at East 93rd and Kingsman Avenue with intentions to transfer to another line. However, she did not board the second bus as expected. Surveillance showed Alianna outside the True Gospel Ministry Baptist Church by 44-year-old Christopher Whitaker. Surveillance showed Alianna outside the True Gospel Ministry Baptist Church by 44-year-old Christopher Whitaker. Christopher is seen pacing back and forth. Alianna crossed paths with Christopher, and in the surveillance video you can see she takes a step back. She was clearly shocked and uncomfortable. Christopher proceeded to follow her, where he eventually abducted her. A witness in the trial named Kenneth Chambers claims he saw Christopher grab Alianna. He stated his first thought was to call the police, but he didn't know the extent of their relationship. He stated he did not call the cops because he thought Christopher might have known Alianna. Christopher wrapped his arms around Alianna's shoulders, forcing her, but not in an obvious way, through a field toward Fuller Avenue. Police conducted an extensive search of the vicinity, and 3 days after Alianna was reported missing, they explored an abandoned house. Upon entering, they discovered the door ajar and proceeded to illuminate the dark space, as there was no electricity. Inside the house, they encountered bloody footprints, and a trail of blood led them from the dining room into a room behind a closed door. In the bedroom, a grim scene unfolded with the discovery of a training bra, a torn black school sweater, a black shoe, and a ripped condom wrapper. Tragically, Alianna's lifeless body was found beaten. This poor baby was found in the corner of the room in a pool of blood. It had been inappropriately touched, tortured with tools, and stabbed. Police instantly thought there may be a serial killer on the prowl because there had been several other unsolved murders in the area. Once police obtained security footage, they were able to quickly determine the individual in the surveillance footage as Christopher Whitaker. Christopher was questioned by police. He claimed he learned about Alianna from news reports and insisted he had never met her. He claimed he was in the area on the day she went missing, doing some drywall work. This was not Christopher's first time in trouble with the law. Back in 1998, he was charged with grand theft and burglary. He was also charged with aggravated robbery and felonious assault, although the case was dismissed. On April 8, 2005, he knocked on a woman's door to use her bathroom, came out with a pair of scissors, and proceeded to stab her in the neck. She passed out and woke up on the floor with her pants and underwear removed. Christopher was sentenced to 4 years in prison for third-degree felony sexual battery and and second-degree felonious assault. He was released in 2009 and had to register as a SO. Christopher's kill kit consisted of a box cutter, which was used to slash her throat, a drill that was used to put several puncture wounds into her cheek and some on her forehead, causing it to dislodge her right eyeball from her socket. The wounds began to heal, indicating that they were inflicted several hours prior to her death. She was forcibly dragged and thrown into a room. Her clothes had been ripped. When police questioned Christopher about him being at the abandoned house, he informed police that he had been there a few days before Alianna went missing. According to him, he and another individual, referred to as Boogie, were in the house to retrieve the hot water heater and some metal. Christopher claimed they were scraping metal from the property. DNA revealed that it matched the profile obtained from items found in the house and on Alianna's body. When confronted about this, he claimed he never met her before. His response was, quote, "I'm a crackhead. I get high and do stupid shit for money," end quote. Christopher admitted to getting high with the two other men in the abandoned house. Initially, he denied any physical contact with Alianna, stating he only masturbated. Later, he changed his story, claiming that he had consensual intercourse with Alianna. He requested water and stated that he, quote, "just wants to die right now," end quote. And am I the only one that thinks the world would be a better place without him? While awaiting trial, Christopher made several monitor phone calls. In one call, he requested a woman to inform authorities that they were together on the night of his arrest, engaging in drinking and substance use. Another conversation, he told another woman, quote, "This is like pulling the rabbit out of the haystack," end quote. He instructed the woman that she might need to testify about their alleged intercourse at the Fuller Avenue house, suggesting it as an explanation for the discovery of his DNA at the house. The trial took place on February 1st, 2018. Alianna's mother, Donisha, testified. She talked about how her daughter was a sweet and happy-go-lucky girl who cared about her little brother and wanted to help other people wherever she could. Her death had a profound impact on her family. Alianna DeFreeze, her stepmother, shared that she experienced congestive heart failure following her passing. Donisha experienced a loss of motivation to go to work, and at times even to leave the house. Damon DeFreeze, Alianna's father, spoke last. He conveyed his mounting frustration, revealing that he had attempted to warn Alianna about individuals like Christopher who posed as threats. Christopher Whitaker's defense attorneys acknowledged his crimes, arguing that his drug use impaired his ability to control impulses and adhere to the law. Prosecutors countered this claim as assistant prosecutor Mohammed Owadala argued, quote, "The evidence does not point to a drug-induced freak, does not point to a blackout, it points to that he knows what he was doing," end quote. On February 13th, 2018, Christopher was found guilty of 10 counts. Following the conviction, the jury deliberated on whether Christopher should receive the death penalty or life in prison. On February 23rd, the jury recommended the death penalty, a decision that Judge Carolyn Freiland supported and officially imposed on March 26. Judge Freiland stated that the comforting circumstances, quote, "pale in comparison to the barbarity of the evidence," end quote. Alianna's mother expressed in the court that, quote, "death is too good for him, and I won't believe he has any remorse until he suffers like my daughter suffered," end quote. Alianna's father warned Christopher, saying, quote, "When you get where you're going to get what you got coming before you get to the gas, lethal injection chamber, and that my baby didn't have a chance," end quote. The woman that was attacked by Christopher in 2005 supported his death sentence. Alongside the death penalty, Christopher received a 48-year prison sentence for aggravated burglary, felonious assault, or obstruction of justice, and gross abuse of a corpse. Christopher made a statement to the family stating that he has always taken full responsibilities since day one because he wanted the DeFreeze family to have justice. He continued stating that he will not hide behind drugs or alcohol anymore. Well, sir, you kinda don't have a choice now. He apologizes to the family and the community for his actions He can't imagine the pain that the family feels, but he knows the pain he felt once he took a look at what he did. To me, the statement was about himself, and he read in sort of a nonchalant way, as if his attorneys wrote it for him and told him to read it. I will link the apology statement in the description box below for you to check it out. As of August 22nd, 2022, Christopher's appeal was dismissed by the Ohio Supreme Court, affirming his death sentence. The scheduled execution date is set for July of 2026. Christopher "Bitch-Ass" Whitaker is currently incarcerated on death row at Chillicothe Institution in Chillicothe, Ohio. 2019, Alianna DeFreeze's parents initiated a wrongful death lawsuit, claiming that her school neglected to inform them of her absence from class in January of 2017. The lawsuit targets the city of Cleveland Metropolitan School District, E Prep and Village Prep, Woodland Hills, which was her school, Friends of Breakthrough Schools, as well as Christopher and the property owner of the abandoned home where the murder occurred. The lawsuit alleges a blatant breach of duty by the school in failing to notify parents of the missing child, stating that the school, quote, utterly and without question breached a critical duty by the school in failing to notify parents of a missing child, and every parent to provide notice of a missing child, not text messages, phone calls, emails, or any other form of communication, end quote, as reported by People. The lawsuit claims that the defendants attempted to conceal their fatal inaction by claiming they had sent a notification to Alianna's mother, citing a system malfunction. Despite the lawsuit claims, the defendants have denied legal responsibility for her death. In response to the situation, a former CEO of Breakthrough Charter Schools told Fox 8 in a statement, quote, all of the parties reached a mutual agreed upon settlement agreement. We hope this can help bring some level of closure to all concerned. Although our hearts will always go out to Alianna's family and friends, end quote. Alianna's murder prompted a new law in 2019 known as Alianna's Alert, which mandates that schools in the state promptly notify parents within 2 hours of a child's absence. I'm glad that something good came out of such a tragedy. I hope Alianna's Alert makes its way all over